What is good, everybody? I'm finally back, feeling just a little bit better. So in today's video, as promised, we're getting into the San Antonio Spurs rebuild using Vic. I'm a little bit late, but I have something different in store, so let's hop into it. So just the first thing worth noting, we are once again in a scenario because it has the draft order right, and it was the Nuggets over the Heat in 6, which is a very possible outcome. So let's move forward. Obviously, draft lottery is done. You can see everything is pretty much in order. I haven't gone through every pick exactly, but I can tell that the top 10 at least are in order. And staff signings we've just left as default. We do still have Pop here, who says he's expiring, but I guess he's still got 1 year left. So I think we'll just stick with that. And let's get right into the draft. So we do, of course, have the #1 overall pick, and to the surprise of nobody, I will be taking Vic. However, there is one thing I want to go over first. I would also like to trade up to get a potential franchise point guard to go along with Vic. So we could try to move up and get Anthony Black. However, I do get him a lot, so I don't think I'll be doing that. Amen Thompson obviously too high up, and same with Scoot Henderson. So I have had Casey Wallace recently too, but I do like the idea of him. Or Anthony Black again if we cannot get anyone different. They've also got Nick Smith listed as a shooting guard. I would consider him. Jalen Hood-Schifino here as well, who is projected to go up 47, so we may not need to trade up too much. But in any case, let's just go ahead and make our first selection. Victor Wembanyama, welcome to the Spurs. And I love this for them, going from one generational talent to the next again. Super fortunate organization, man. So I'm going to sim a few picks here and just see sort of where everyone ends up. And if I think it's worth making a move, I'll be back. All right, so we missed out on Casey Wallace and Anthony Black, which is fine. So I'm going to see if I can trade up to pick 21. This is Brooklyn's second first round pick. We'll give them one of our picks in the second round, as well as Doug McDermott. He's on an expiring. They want to compete next year, so he gives them a bit of scoring off the bench. Let's see if they agree to this. They say no. I'd also give them our other second round pick, which is at 32. So it's basically a first round pick, and we do get that. Awesome. And they've got him ranked pretty low in this draft class, but I'm going to go ahead and take Jalen Hood-Schifino. He's going to move over to our new starting point guard spot. Cool, man. So I like that draft. We probably could have got him in the second round in this draft, but I like the idea of having him under contract for longer, taking him in the first round. And I do think we can go ahead and develop him. So let's go ahead and sign these two guys. So we will pick up Devin Vassell's option. Zach Collins, I'm going to go ahead and decline and see if we can re-sign him on a longer contract, hopefully for a little bit less. And we can let these other two guys walk too. I'll extend the offer to Trey Jones, but not Romeo Langford. Making Jalen Hood-Schifino a point guard does not lower his overall course. So currently we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, possibly 8. And we can see if we want to bring back Zach Collins. And I am okay even running Vic at the center to start us off. You can see, I guess this is the other draft class where Vic is an 83 overall, which I don't mind. Definitely more realistic. And to be honest, we don't even need to bring back Zach Collins. We can go ahead and let Charles Bassey play that backup center role. But let's see, it would be cool if we can sign just a backup forward. Doesn't have to be anyone too crazy. And I wouldn't mind TJ Warren. We can go ahead and get him on just a 1 year deal. I think I will actually go ahead and renounce the rights on everybody else except Trey Jones, and then I can see if I can bring him back on a team-friendly deal to be our backup point guard for the future. So you can see Zach Collins is there. He wants 16 mil. I wasn't going to pay him that, so he's going to get paid by the Pacers. That's good to see. Here's our guy Trey Jones. So he wants about 12 mil for 3 years. I would definitely give him that, and if we can go ahead and just flat load that, that'd be nice. And he accepts that. Cool. So I think those are the only moves really we're going to make for this offseason. And then I think a lot of it's going to come with progression. Keldon's up to an 84, Vassell up to an 82, Jeremy up to a 79, very nice. So with all that said and done, let's go ahead and get into next season. So we are going to be 3.5 start balanced under Greg Popovich. We'll change that because it's 2.5 for defense. Let's see, for our starting lineup, so they want to rock Trey Jones, Devin Vassell, Keldon Johnson, Jeremy Sohan, and Victor Wembanyama. I do obviously want to get Jalen Hood-Schifino some playing time, so I might honestly even just start him, and then we can have Trey Jones to be our 6-man. Can go ahead and still play him about 25 minutes off the bench, but I do not need Devontae Graham getting any minutes, to be perfectly honest. We'll go ahead and take those away, and I guess we can give those 10-man minutes to Blake Wesley, see what he can do. We can just go ahead and give him about 10 minutes a night, go about 15 to Charles Bassey. We can go about 18 to TJ Warren, 22 Malachi Branham, 25 to Jones there. We'll play Jalen Hood-Schifino about 29 minutes. Actually make it 28. We can move these guys up to 30 apiece. And then about 28 there. They want to play Vic 35. That's fine with me. Make sure he gets Rookie of the Year. And we'll actually go one more to Jalen. So let's see how we go in the first game here. Before we do that, okay, they've all auto-filled this. So I do not need anything on there. They want to get Zach Collins back, I guess, because we were going to re-sign him. Those two can stay on the trade block. That's fine. So let's see. The first game here against the Warriors, we lose, which is to be expected. I think we're going to be bad this year. As long as this man here balls out 17 and 14, 2 assists, 1 steal, 4 blocks. Didn't shoot the greatest, but that's okay. Jalen Hood-Schifino on his first game, 15 and 4. Love to see that. Make sure these tendencies are right. We can lower Vic to about a 95. Keldon Wiccan up to about an 84. Devin Vassell we can definitely up as well. He can go up to about an 80 and a 79. Jeremy Sohan we can go up to about a 75 and a 60. And then Trey Jones, who is now our 6th man, can go up to about an 80. Jalen Hood-Schifino I'd also like to be a little bit higher, so we can go about 75 shot for him, 80 touch. We'll up his dish to open man tendency to about a 60, so hopefully he can get some more assists. And I think that looks pretty good. I'm going to start simulating. I'll probably go to around the trade deadline unless something crazy happens, but I'll be back and I'll let you guys know. See you in 1 second. Right, so we're at the deadline. We're not very good, 17 and 39, but the young guys are playing well, which is good. Now, the only thing I was thinking was trying to move Devontae Graham for some sort of asset because he's been pretty solid per 36 this year, about 15 and almost 7 on 37, 35, 78 splits. There was a couple of teams that made sense, but I couldn't make the money work, and he does have 2 years left, so I might wait to do that next year because I think as an expiring that's going to be pretty valuable. This makes me happy to see. Jalen Hood-Schifino 10 and 5, 43, 34, 77 splits per 36, about 14 and 6. That's really good to see. Devin Vassell with about 15 on 36 from 3. Keldon Johnson, who's upset, but he's looking okay at 18 on 36 from 3. Jeremy with about 11 and 6. And Vic with 20, 13 and 3 blocks is just insane. He can't hit a 3 in this save, which hurts. And also Trey Jones fell off a cliff after we paid him. You can see last year 46%. He can't hit his 3s though, which sucks, but about 15 and 6 per 36 for him. TJ Warren's been really good for us. Then these bottom 2 guys are upset too, but they've both been really solid, Blake Wesley and Malachi Branham. So I think we'll just go ahead and finish out this year being bad, and then we'll see where that gets us. Maybe we make another pick, we move Devontae in the offseason, and we'll see how we look next year. But as of right now, let's go ahead and hopefully tank our way to the top of the lottery. If we go to the award races, Vic is number 1. Both Brandon Miller and Scoot are injured. That sucks. So that's pretty much Vic's to lose. Cam Whitmore's there too. And Tyus Jones over in Memphis. So not our Jones, the other one. And we actually have Vic as number 1 for Defensive Player of the Year. That's ridiculous. That's what I don't like about these saves. Yeah, man, this coming draft, you got Xavier Booker, Mackenzie Mbarko, Ron Holland, DJ Wagner. I think if we can land him and we're in that sort of range, then we obviously take him. Better player available over Jalen Hood-Schifino. He can move into that 6-man role, or we can start them both. And if we decide to move one of our other guys, Isaiah Collier as well, of course, could be a good selection. But we'll just see where we end up in the draft. So I will see you guys in the playoffs. All right, we finished with 24 wins and Shea wins MVP, averaging 33 and 9 on incredible efficiency. That's crazy. Vic does win Rookie of the Year. Let's go. 19, 13, 2, 3 blocks. I dare say he won Defensive Player of the Year as well. Scoot wins 6 man as a rookie. That's pretty cool. 16, 5. Vic wins Depoy. That's ridiculous, man. These classes are kind of annoying. That's all good. Tyler Hero, Most Improved. Mark Dagnall, Coach of the Year. Fantastic. Brandon Miller, by the way, as a rookie, made all NBA 3rd team. Why is he averaging 27 and 8 on 46, 38 efficiency? Who knows? And Vic actually makes it on 3rd team as well. So I apologize. I don't know if this is a different draft class from the normal one. I think it is. I always say there's the first one and the second one. I think this might be the second one. And of course, Vic on all defensive 1st team in his rookie season. I mean, I'll take it. We got to take what we can. We get Jalen Hood-Schifino on all rookie 2nd team too. Let's go. So he had about 11 and 5 on 42%. 3-pointer fell off a little bit. That's fine. So clearly we didn't make the playoffs. We saw Jalen's numbers, about 14, 4.5 and 4 for Devin Vassell. Keldon Johnson with about 17. He's very upset. So I think we might have to consider trading him. I don't know why. I've upped his tendencies already. They did, of course, sign him to that contract. Jeremy Sohan was injured towards the end of the season, but he finishes with about 11 and 6. That's fun, 42%. We saw Vic as well. Trey Jones ended 40% from the field and 29 from 3, 90 from the line though, so I guess that's encouraging. TJ Warren on that 1-year deal, about 17 points per 36, 50 from the field. Random, who was upset, but I think I'll find more minutes for him next year, about 17.6 per 36. Blake Wesley, about 15. And as I said, Devontae Graham might be someone we try to move for an asset this offseason. So let's see who wins it all here in 2024. Looks like the Warriors, the Grizzlies, and it's going to be Ja versus Trey, which is fun. And Trey wins in 5. There you go. He's your finals MVP. All right, so let's see where we end up here in the draft lottery. We do have the #1 odds. If we can get #1 picks in back-to-back drafts, that'd be kind of crazy. We have #3 as well via Toronto and 14 via Charlotte. Let's just see what happens. Of course, it doesn't convey. And we drop down to 5 and then 7. There, did we also stay at 14? We did. So we have 5, 7, and 14, which is still really good, obviously. We can definitely use those to either move up or make a major trade if we want to. And of course, I went over it, but Greg Popovich does retire. So that's a little bit sad, but we can also move into a new direction of Spurs basketball here. We could bring in Budenholzer. He was under Pop at one point, right? And you know what? For all of his faults, I think I will go ahead and try to bring in Coach Bud. He's got pretty good ratings, and it would make sense to have him as the successor to Pop. So let's see if we can go ahead and get him. We do. Cool. So Coach Budenholzer is your new head coach of the San Antonio Spurs. The rest of it, not super worried about. So what are we looking for? I think I'm happy with our point guard core. Hopefully Jalen Hood-Schifino develops really well. I think at some point I would like to move on from Keldon Johnson just because he is going to be always upset by the look of it. But I guess we are either after a wing or a guard in this draft. So let's go ahead and see what we can find here. All right, so they have DJ Wagner going here at 4. DJ Wagner, let's see if he does not go in the top 3. I might see if I can move up to 4 to take him. So there goes Mackenzie. And then this is going to be Omaha Billu. So I think I will try to move up one spot here with Chicago. And we did just take Jalen Hood-Schifino, but as I said, if we can get sort of that solidified franchise point guard, we'll definitely go ahead and do that and then just work the rest out later. Actually, I might just leave it because we're either going to get Collier or Wagner, and either way, I'm cool with that. So let's see who they go ahead and take. They're trying to trade the pick for Fred VanVleet and Chris Dunn. And I'll go ahead and let them do that because they still have Zach LaVine and they take DJ Wagner. Okay, cool. Actually, I was going to take Isaiah Collier, but in this draft class, they've got Ron Holland ranked #1. So I guess we just go best guy available and then sort the rest out. We do have another pick here right after. So let's see, do we still have Isaiah Collier available? We do. I'm definitely going to go ahead and take him. Awesome. And we also have the 14th overall pick here. So I'll see maybe I can bundle these 3 picks together for something because we have too many guys under contract. I think I will go ahead and trade these picks for 2 future picks from the Hawks. Cool, man. So let's see how our draft ended up looking. Xavier Booker's an 80, 76. Wagner's a 79, 77 for Holland, not bad. And Isaiah Collier is also a 77, so that's pretty cool to see. They have a ton of badges as well for some rookies. Jeremy will bring back Malachi, Charles Bassey, and Blake Wesley, although I think some of those guys might need to be moved. Devin Vassell, we can extend that offer to. So he's expecting about $24 million. I don't know if I want to pay him that. Now looking back, maybe I should not have paid Trey Jones for those 3 years. That's fine. That's hindsight. We didn't know we were going to get all of these good point guards. We just have a massive logjam here. We're going to have to clear up some of that. As I said, Devontae Graham's probably gone. All right, we're going to see if Philly will accept this deal. They get their backup point guard in Devontae. They can even start him next to Harden if they want to, just for a couple of second-round picks, and they agree to that. So he was pretty good last year. I don't think that's a fleece by any means. It also clears up some roster space for us. All right, and even though we've just given Trey Jones that new contract, I'm going to go ahead and move him and Malachi. They don't want to be here. And we also have a logjam, so we're going to go ahead and pick up Reeves from the Rockets as well as a 2025 pick. So this is all sort of in an effort to thin out the roster. So now we have 3 point guards, 1 shooting guard, 2 small forwards, 1 power forward, and 2 centers. We can even go ahead and move Jalen Hood-Schifino back to the point guard spot. Cool, so now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then we are still able to bring back Devin Vassell, but I'm not sure if I want to do that, just depending on how much money he wants. About 19 mil isn't too bad, but I don't want to pigeonhole ourselves either. So I'm going to go ahead and simulate a few days into this. TJ Warren was good for us for that year. Now he can go and get paid. Right, so on the last day here of free agency, he'd accept about 16 mil, so I would offer him something like this. I'll offer him 16 with 2 years and a player option, and he does accept that. Okay, so I didn't want to be locked into him long term, just in case the other guys progress. Vic is up to an 88, love to see that. Keldon Johnson might be gone at this deadline, if I'm being honest, just because now we do have Ron Holland, and he doesn't really want to be here either. But I guess we'll see how that goes. But a whole lot of green, which I like to see. And I think I did also want to bring in one veteran that can sort of mentor these guys, but I guess we'll have to do that at the start of the season. But that looks good to me, so let's keep it moving. Right, man, so to start off the season, we're going to have something like this. Collier at the 1, Vassell, Johnson, Sohan, Vic. And then we're going to have Austin Reeves as our 6th man, Ron Holland, Jalen Hood-Schifino, Blake Wesley, and Charles Bassey rounding it out. We are higher in the power rankings than I thought we would be. I think we were top 15. So, I mean, let's just go ahead and start getting it moving and see where we end up. We're going to go back to balanced with Bud, and hopefully we can make the playoffs this year. We'll see what happens, man. I'll let you know if anything crazy happens. All right, man, we're here at the deadline, and we are 31 and 24, which I know what you're thinking, probably not bad. But we started off hot. We were the 1 seed. I think we were 25 and 5 at one point. Now, we're almost at the bottom of the playoff picture, which is a little bit scary. But I was just thinking about it. I don't think I'm going to touch anything, just because we are still such a young team and everyone in the rotation I want to be getting minutes. And then we can probably assess in the offseason. We'll probably do some sort of deal involving these two. I know the only probably original Spurs left, I guess you can count Jeremy, but these two. And then Ron Holland will probably start at small forward, and maybe we try to move the two of them for a really good shooting guard. But in any case, I think this team is going to be fine. They don't want to start Isaiah Collier anymore, but he hasn't been scoring a lot, but per 36, about 10 assists is elite, and he's been really efficient. So I'm happy keeping him there. We definitely need a facilitator. Austin Reeves has gotten hurt twice. Before the first time, that's when we were 25 and 5. Then pretty much as soon as he came out, that's when things got pretty bad for us. So I think I'm just going to keep it moving. Maybe I see if there's anyone worth picking up out of free agency. But I think we're going to be fine. Vic has been elite. 25, 14, 2 and 3 blocks on 45%. His 3-pointer's even a little bit better. But I think we'll rock something like this. And I will just check free agency quickly. And I mean, Grant Williams is sitting there, so I would probably go ahead and just sign him for the rest of the season. We can give him about 10.5, and he can just play those 10-man minutes if anyone gets injured. All right, we can do something like that. Cool. So I will see you guys in the offseason. Hopefully we can finish as a top 6 seed. I was hoping for a top 1 earlier, but I'll just take what I can get. So I'll see you guys soon. All right, man, we really started the season 25 and 5. We ended with 45 wins. Jason Tatum wins MVP, averaging 36. DJ Wagner, one of the guys I wanted, wins Rookie of the Year, but we're okay with that. Brogdon wins another 6 Man of the Year. Vic, back-to-back defensive players, and Scoot Henderson, most improved. So Vic is All-NBA second team in his second season. That's just crazy. He's already up to a 90 overall. 24, 14, 2 and 3. Brandon Miller also joins him on All-NBA second team. And Scoot is on all defensive first team. They definitely need to nerf some of these draft classes. Vic is there too, of course. We get Isaiah Collier on all rookie first team as well. About 9 and 7, 42, 38 from 3. Love to see that. Ron Holland also, about 10 and 7. So W draft from us. And that's pretty much all we had. So we do get the 6th seed, which good. I mean, I said I wanted to make the playoffs and we did that. Just sucks that we dropped from the number 1 seed. It looks like Ron Holland is injured now, but he can play through it. Keldon Johnson is out as well, by the way, so that is for Ron Holland is 1 to 2 weeks and Keldon Johnson is 2 to 4 weeks. We got 9.5 and 7 out of Isaiah, 16 out of Devin Vassell, 45 from 3, 10 and 7. He's a rebounding machine for a small forward, 42% from the field, 11 and 7 from Jeremy. We saw Vic 10 on 37 from 3. Grant Williams gave us 6 on 40% from 3, which is nice. 7 and about 3, but per 36, 6 from Jalen Hood-Schifino, and Blake Wesley with about 17 on 36. So he ended the season a little bit cold. Charles Bassey isn't happy either. So first round here going up against Golden State. They still have Poole, Curry. I think they traded away Clay for Ben Simmons. So now Wiggins, Kuminga, and Simmons. That's not even that bad, honestly, especially in 2K where Jordan Poole's defense isn't going to kill them. So, I mean, they are the better team because they have Stephen Curry. But outside of that, I don't think we're too bad. So let's go ahead and see if we can win a game. Game 1, we lose. Kuminga with 29, Vic with 22. Game 2, we also lose. Wiggins with 33, Vic with 24. Can we win a single game? We do. Okay, Vic with 29 and 23 on 50% shooting. That's just stupid. 32 from Poole. We tied up 2-2. Okay, Vic with a 40-15 game. Christ, man. What is going on with you, my friend? 29 and 17. Only 1 assist. That kind of sucks. 1 steal, 2.5 blocks. 45-27. So he's been good. I think I like the other draft version of him more, the other draft class version. 50% from 3 for Ron Holland, though, is good, and it looks like he is day-to-day. So let's see. Can we go up 3-2? We actually do. Steph with 33. Vassell with 26. Okay. Maybe telling me he doesn't want to be traded. And can we win in 6? No, we cannot. They force a game 7. 33 from Vic. Okay, we are fully healthy outside of Keldon Johnson. I want to start Blake Wesley. I mean, I'm not completely opposed to it. Let's just sim this one. We're only in the first year and we lose. Okay, with 21, Vic with 40, but it was not enough. He did everything he could. He averaged 30 for that series and 17. That's ridiculous. Let's go ahead and see who wins it all. And it is the Hawks versus the Suns, and the Hawks go back to back, right? Is that their second? You know 2K loves them in the sim now. Chris Paul retires for good this time. There goes Mike Conley. DeMar was on the Hornets for some reason. Okay. And we get the #1 overall pick again, this time from the Brooklyn Nets. I'm not going to use it this time. I think we're going to throw it into a trade, maybe with those other 2 guys, and see if we can get a superstar player to pair alongside Vic. Let's see what we can do. Right, man, I'm really annoyed because I can't make any trades right now. A lot of people aren't under contract. I have the first overall pick, and this isn't a real draft class. So I guess we'll take him. It's a weak-ass auto-generated class, but I guess we'll just take the best guys available and then throw them into a trade afterwards. Worked out really horribly. That really annoys me, man. All right, I couldn't get anything done in free agency because people weren't under contract. And to be honest, that fake draft class just set me back probably a year. So that's very frustrating. I'm going to have to work this out now in the regular season. So give me 1 second. All right, so we're going to try and do this. They lost Josh Giddey in free agency. Don't ask me how, but they're now rebuilding. And I would love Shea, so let's go ahead and offer them this. Of course, they're going to say no. This Bulls first round pick gets it done. Let's go, man. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, you are a Spur. He's going to run our shooting guard for us, or he can even run the 1. Just depends on what 2K thinks is the better option. So we'll go ahead and do something like that. He's a 94, Vic's a 94, 83 for Jeremy. Collier's an 81, Reeves 80. Everybody else is there. So let's see. Isaiah Collier, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. Now we have Ron Holland getting the start. Jeremy Sohan, Vic, Austin Reeves, Jalen Hood-Schifino. We got Josh Primo back in that trade, which is kind of funny. I'm just going to leave it. And then Charles Bassey, we also got Victor Oladipo. So we paid a lot, but Shea, if you know, you know, he's just insane in the sim and in the game. He's just totally unguardable. I think he already won an MVP in this save, correct? He did in 2024. So we traded for an MVP. That's awesome. Hopefully we can see some more progression out of Ron Holland. He's stayed at a 79, which is kind of scary. We are now 4-star balance. So let's see how this team starts out, man. We were really good to start the season last year, then we kind of fell off, so hopefully Shea can make sure we don't fall off, and then we'll just see how we go. I would maybe like to add a 3rd star at some point, but I don't know if it's going to be necessary. We will wait and see, just because we do have pretty good supporting pieces that fit well, I would say. So I think I might go down to the trade deadline, and I will see you guys there. And actually, hilariously, because 2K is bad, Chris Middleton is sitting in free agency, and I have enough cap space to sign him. So I might go ahead and offer him a 2-year deal with a team option on it with about 25 million, and he's going to accept that. I'll take it. So it just means we don't have to start Ron Holland right away to 79. So that makes us look a hell of a lot better. And I'll definitely take that. Now we have a solid 10-man rotation as well. And Ron Holland can learn off Chris this season and possibly next season. Let's go, dude. That worked out really well. I mean, it's about time something worked out well after I got screwed over with that draft class. So I will just go ahead and set some player mentorships, and I will see you guys in a minute. All right, man, we are at the deadline, 39 and 16, but we have the injury bug bad, man. Shea, Ron Holland, and Jeremy are all injured. Shea's out for about 4 to 6 weeks. Jeremy's only day-to-day, which is good. And then Ron Holland is still out 6 to 8 weeks. So the good news is we have managed to stay afloat, changing the lineup in and out. I don't like that Charles Bassey is our starting power forward, so I'll probably have to move some stuff around there. And I forgot we kept Blake Wesley, which is awesome. And also funny, I forgot to mention, we have Bud. We signed Chris Middleton, so we can call that a bit of tampering if you like. And I think I'm going to actually go ahead and throw Jalen Hood-Schifino there at the starting shooting guard. Reeves can be the small forward. And then we can have Middleton at the 4. So it's small ball plus Vic, who's 7'5", which is quite funny. And then I guess we run a 9-man with Josh Primo getting minutes. I mean, he has been solid in his defense. And that said, Blake Wesley is still a bucket off the bench. So I think we will also keep him here. We might even make him the 6-man. So we can go about 25 to him. Vio hasn't been great, so I'm going to drop him a little bit. We can go about 18 there, 20 there. We can just up the starters a little bit more. Gonna need our guy, Vic, to carry us, but everyone else has been pretty good as well. So I'm just contemplating if I want to trade one more person just for another backup player. I think we did draft this guy in the second round, who's a 73, as well as this guy who was the 30th overall pick. So we might be able to get just one more dude who can play. Maybe if I throw them actually together with Vio. But I might actually go ahead and do this trade here for Chris Duarte. We give up our 2 dudes we drafted and then a first round pick this year, which isn't going to be worth much, I don't think, for Chris Duarte. So he just gives us one more guy to throw into the rotation, and we managed to keep our guy there in Victor Oladipo, for better or for worse, I guess. So we can actually go ahead and swap their minutes, and then if someone else gets injured, I guess Vio will be back. But that's how we're going to go for probably the next few weeks. We are pretty good, as I said, 39-16, good for the 1 seed. So I will see you guys in a minute. We are down to 3.5 star balance because of our change in lineup. That's fine. Hopefully Bud can keep us afloat. But until then, I'll see you guys in a second. Nagging injuries, man. But we finished with 62 wins and Vic wins MVP. Let's see if he got Depoy as well. Amen Thompson. Vic, he wins MVP and Depoy. Xavier Booker now that Shay's gone wins most improved. And there it is, 62-20. Love to see it. Also, all 3 of the guys from this draft, Brandon Miller, Scoot, and Vic, were all-stars, and it looks like they're also all NBA. They have been together before, which is cool. And then Scoot is second team. That's beautiful, man, but kind of crazy as well. Giddy on his new team there. We get Vic on all defensive first team, of course. That looks good to me. So we are the 1 seed going up against Minnesota. So we can see I did have to move it around a little bit because these guys just kept getting injured. Isaiah Collier is out for the full season, which is crazy with a stress fracture. Ron Holland got injured, came back, got injured immediately after, I think with the same injury, which you just can't make up, which is kind of annoying. But that's 2K, I guess. Lucky we traded for Chris Duarte. I really like all the moves we've made. We've just built a through and through really nice team. Shea was injured for a long time, but he ends with 21, 5, and 9. We had 9 assists apiece pretty much between our starting guards. 55, 47, 90 splits. Reeves 14 points, 45, 39 splits. 21 per 36, which is nice. Middleton, not so much of a scorer anymore, but 13, 4, and 5 on 40% from 3. Jeremy's got up to about 40% from 3, which is nice, 12 points. Vic with 27 and 15 we saw as ridiculous. He's had 3 blocks every season of his career, yikes. Jalen Hood-Schifino's developed really nicely, man, into a perfect 6-man. 46, 39, 76 splits per 36, about 20 and 7. That's elite stuff. Blake Wesley, he was the one dude I kept out of everyone that was at that logjam. He's giving us about 17 on 40%. Charles Bassey keeps saying he doesn't want to be here, but 10 and 13 per 36 for him is elite. Josh Primo back in San Antonio with about 13 per 36 on 36%. And Chris Duarte, 12 on 39. So I think we just built a super solid all-around team. For the playoffs, we can drop that to a 9-man. I will keep using that same starting lineup that I've had up until recently. We might get Ron Holland back during the playoffs, but if we're playing well, honestly, I don't see any reason to even play him. Then you can see about 16 and 10. His 3-pointer's atrocious. Isaiah Collier in his minutes that he played was really good, 15 and 10, again per 36, just super efficient. Sucks about him. We can go ahead and do something like that for the lower tier guys, and then we're going to have to allocate more minutes to our starters. Might actually mean taking a few more off these guys. I'd like to keep Jalen Hood-Schifino with about 25. Cool, I'm happy with that. So let's see who Minnesota has. Hopefully we don't get any injuries during the playoffs. Anthony Edwards and Cat. That is pretty much it, just like what it is in real life. We're definitely the better team. We have 294s, sheesh. So let's go ahead and sim around. Hopefully we just win this one. We sweep them, beautiful. System proficiency back up to 4.5 stars now that most of our starters are back. Isaiah Collier still isn't even in there, but Austin's a good fit, which is nice. If we win this with Bud in San Antonio, that'd be perfect, man. So in those 4 games, our top 2 guys gave us 28 apiece, 13 and 8 rebounds from Shea, 4 assists. So Vic got his assists up a little bit, 9.5 there. They both shot 50%. 30-ish from 3, which could be better. 90 and 87 from the line, though, we'll take that. Chris gave us about 14. Not great efficiency. Jalen Hood-Schifino about 12, 4, and 4. 11 and 7 for Jeremy, 5 assists, beautiful. 10 for Austin Reeves, 7 for Blake Wesley, 2.5 for Josh Primo. All right, round 2, we are going up against the Sacramento Kings, who still have De'Aaron Fox. They brought in Kuzma and they lost Sabonis, so we should sweep them, but watch me lose to this team. We beat them in 5, okay, in the conference finals to go against the Pelicans. Shea there, awesome. And let's see, it doesn't tell me when people are back healthy because it is a scenario. So Ron Holland is back, so is Isaiah Collier. He was supposed to be out all season. I guess technically he was, we're in the playoffs now. We're just playing so well, but I mean, if I was to do that, let's see, that puts Ron Holland, it puts out Charles Bassey and Josh Primo. I'm not against that. Still wants to start Blake Wesley, but I think for the first few games, we'll keep the lineup we had. And then we can see sort of if we want to put Isaiah Collier back in the starting lineup. Get Reeves up, we can get Middleton up, we can get Jeremy up there. So now Isaiah Collier is our 6th man, followed by Jalen Hood-Schifino. I love the way we've built this team, man. It's really fun. So this team just has Zion and Dyson Daniels, but that said, in the past, that has been enough to beat me. Let's just go ahead and see what happens. Game 1, they win, of course. Vic with 24, Case and Wallace with 30. Game 2, they win as well. Okay, I think I might just do whatever 2K thinks. Start Isaiah Collier. Jalen Hood-Schifino is injured now. Are you serious? Let's just try not to get swept in this round here. That's good. Okay, we do win this game. Vic with 44. Can we tie it up? We do. Okay, very good. Case and Wallace 27. Jalen Hood-Schifino is injured, but he still gives me 29 and 7. Love to see that. The problem is it doesn't notify me of any injuries unless they're, you know, they can't play. It looks like we are fully healthy. So let's see if we can go up 3-2. We do. Okay. Shea with 27. Zion with 28. Can we win in 6? We win in 6. So they choke a 2-0 lead. We're going to game 7 over here in the East. Vic with 26 and 15. Let's go ahead and sim the round. And Vic is your conference MVP with 26, 15 and 4 blocks. Sheesh, 38 from 3. Going against LaMelo, who similar to Zion has beaten me single-handedly before. This team made a trade in the first offseason. They got John Collins still, which is cool. And Brandon Miller, who's been on an all-NBA team essentially every season. They also have Desmond Bane and Mark Williams. All right, man. This is a good team. I'm kind of scared. We still do have the 2 best players in the series, though, so hopefully that is enough. Then the conference finals, it was Vic, followed by Shea. Middleton got up there a little bit, which is nice. 15, 13 for Sohan. About 14 actually apiece for those guys rounding up. 5 assists, 4.5, so got some good playmakers out here. 12 points, 10 for Ron Holland. Isaiah Collier coming back with 8 and 8. Not as efficient, but still 8 assists. And Ron Holland was decent, 6 rebounds. Blake Wesley fell off a little bit. We did lower his minutes too, though. So they've made Reeves the 6th man, followed by Jalen Hood-Schifino. So I think I will just take away a few more of these minutes so we can give them to the starters. 30 there, and 28 there. All right, man, let's see what happens. Game 1, they win, of course. We can't seem to win game 1s. Brandon Miller with 38. Don't tell me he's going to do it to us. Game 2, we do win. Vic with 40 and 14. Brandon Miller still has 30. So the 1 and 2 pick going against each other, right? That's kind of crazy. We go up 2-1. Right? Vic has 55 and 11. 8 for 12 from 3 shooting. That's insane. We go up 3-1. Let's go, man. Austin Reeves with 19. So we're just such a deep team. Let's go ahead and simcast this one. We are in San Antonio. Can we please win this? Starting off down, but let's see what happens. All right, a bit of back and forth. We take the lead back in the 2nd. Bit of a lead going into the half. We do blow it here in the 3rd. It's back and forth. I will jump in if it's close, definitely, but they do end up blowing us out here right at the end, which hurts. So Vic with 30, 40 from LaMelo. Let's just not choke a 3-1 lead, please. We are in Charlotte now, down by about 10 to start. Yikes. Do take the lead back in the 2nd, back and forth here. Okay, we were down for most of the 3rd. Back and forth again. We do take a slight lead here. And I would love to jump in so we can get a bit of gameplay. And it is a 2-point game. We're down by 1 with 2 minutes. Let's hop in. Looks like Isaiah Collier is in here. We're going to run a pick and roll here with him and Middleton, but we lose the ball. Let's go ahead and just do this with Vic and be smart about it. So let's see here. And we get it to him. He just goes right over. He's too big. He's got 28 and 15. 1-point lead, baby. Let's go.
Hoping the man misses rather than putting it.
As LaMelo gets the and one over Isaiah Collier. That sucks, man. Jeremy has either fouled out or gotten injured, which is annoying. Okay, Jeremy has fouled out. At least he's not injured. So let's see if we can take the lead back here. We give it to Shea because we know how slithery he is. And he goes right around Bane. He misses the layup, of course he does, but when he's going against me, he makes that every single time. As we get another hook shot there to go with Vic. He has 30 and 16. Tie game at 128. Let's go. And we get a block there, but they get the ball back to LaMelo. That's a 3. He misses. He airballs. Okay, let's get this over to Shea. He's guarded by Mark Williams. Let's just not do anything stupid here. Can we clear out, please? He's not tight either, which is good. And we just go right around him. That's what I'm talking about. Shea's so damn slithery. We have a 2-point lead. Let's go. Just no threes.
A 3-ball.
As they pull up there for a terrible shot and we get the ball back. Let's go. I love to see that. So I'm going to go ahead and hold this here. But they foul right away. Okay. Go ahead and get the ball to Shea here. They're going to foul. Let's go, man. I'm assuming Shea knocks these down. And I get 100% on that because we are on real play percentage. I just had to make sure because sometimes I play online. I change it up. For these videos, we do real play percentage. Let's go, man. 132 to 128. I think we're going to win it all, bro. This team is so perfect. This is not what I had in store when I made this team. Ron Holland is checked in too. I will let you guys know once we get out of here, assuming we win, what my original plan was, because I was going to do something a little bit different, but we never got to that point. So it looks like they're fouling Ron Holland, who is just the greatest small forward rebounder of all time. Rocking 35, looks like KD. He does make that one. 5 points, let's go. Put it away, young fella. Put it away. Yes, sir. We're going to win the NBA Finals here in 6 games. I love to see it. This team was special, man. I truly love every move we made, as well as every player that is on this roster right now. I get a 3 there from LaMelo, but it's not going to matter. Just kidding. I just turned it over because I passed it off somebody. So if we allow a 3 here, that means they are going to be able to tie the game. Hopefully we can just get a 2 out of them instead. Desmond Bane goes out for 3. There's no way he hits that. Let's go. Even with my trash inbound, we get the win. Let's go, bro. Such a beautiful rebuild, man. Not at all what I was expecting, but we'll take it. We'll definitely take it. And we did it. We win the championship. Vic is your finals MVP, averaging 32, 14, 2.5 on 48 from 3. That's insane, man. Brandon Miller gave it all he had, 42 points. For the playoffs, he averaged 32. For us, Shea actually led us in scoring that game, followed by Vic. Jeremy had a really good game, even though he fouled out. Chris, elite pickup. Kind of weird, but I guess you could say it makes sense. Say they got him just before the season started. Bud maybe recruited him. And we got another ring here with Bud, who is a Pop disciple in San Antonio. Isaiah Collier, Austin Reeves, Ron Holland. Such a beautiful sight, man. I love to see it. So just before we get out of here, I was going to do something different. My original plan, this is not at all what I had in store. Originally, I was going to trade Keldon Johnson and Devin Vassell for some sort of really good center. I'd considered DeAndre Ayton, at least overall wise, he's really good. And then moving Vic to the 3, I wanted to play him at the small forward, something a little bit different, but worked out perfectly. We made one trade for a superstar player, and the rest we either drafted or did minor trades for, like Austin Reeves, moving some other guys around, brought back Josh Primo, which is kind of hilarious. But just ignoring that, everybody else was pretty much homegrown. So we did it the true San Antonio way. So regardless, I'm sorry this took so long to get out. I have been sick, as I said, starting to feel a little bit better, but hopefully you guys did enjoy. If you did, please subscribe if you are new, leave a like or a comment if you want to. No pressure, but it would really help me out and I'd really appreciate it. But in any case, I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy the NBA Finals, Heat Nuggets, who knew? It's gonna be crazy fun. Just enjoy basketball, even though it's not the biggest markets. Just enjoy it for what it is. Crazy story either way. So until the next one, I'll see you guys later. Peace out.